The story about how I became a web designer at 21 years old and was designing on WordPress, charging $1,200, and now have a website in a week that I charge almost $10,000 for. Let's get into it. So back in the day, I was a waitress. It was all I had ever known, and I made minimum wage plus tips. I would get off late at night and I would party, and it was a cycle, and I just knew that I did not want to do that throughout my 20s, let alone for the rest of my life. So around 2018, I learned about becoming a virtual assistant. Now, obviously, everyone talks about it, but back then, very few and far between. So that's how I got my in, and I just started designing some websites on WordPress from my virtual assistant clients that wanted it. So I slowly started to charge for it, and my first official offer was $1,200 for a website on WordPress. So this was one of my very first websites on WordPress, but regardless of how ugly that site is, I knew that I really enjoyed it, and that was ultimately my biggest goal. I wanted to be able to make money and travel the world, work on my laptop, be remote, do the damn thing. But I hated WordPress and I felt really limited. So I started looking for other platforms. So then I found Showit, and a lot of you maybe have never heard of this platform, but let me just tell you, it literally changed my life. So from then I decided to fully switch my entire business to being a Showit web designer. I then launched a website template shop that far exceeded my expectations. At this point, I had no idea where it was gonna take me, and let me just tell you, shit got real. So within a few years, I launched my website template shop. I started raising my prices. I first was at $2,800, and then $3,200, and then $4,200, and then $56. And I would do multiple custom websites for over $10,000. I then launched a website in a day, and then a website in a week. Since then, my life has completely changed. I was featured on Business Insiders for making over $1 million as a web designer. I recently flew to New York because I was featured on a billboard that I didn't pay for in Times Square. Let me just tell you, boy, oh boy, am I so fucking grateful that when I was scared and I had no idea if I could do it, when I didn't want to show up, I'm glad I did. So here's your sign that you're not gonna get where you wanna go unless you do something about it. Let me know if you wanna learn how I've done it all. I'm more than happy to help. I have so many resources I can give you and advice, and I wanna give you all the help to do this. So drop a comment down below if you have questions, anything like that. And yeah, let's get you a bag.